will be one Lion King.
In the kingdom of Meli, peace flows like a river. Zebras, giraffes, hippos, and countless animals live side by side under the warm sun. Today, the air buzzes with excitement as King Simba gathers the kingdom to share life-changing news. His voice is full of pride and joy as he announces that he and Nala are expecting a baby lion. It's the circle of life fulfilled. As Simba looks up to the sky, his heart full, he whispers to Nala that he's on his way. Meanwhile, Nala, feeling the weight of the day, rests quietly in her favorite spot. The peaceful kingdom surrounds her, and she softly promises that she'll always wait for Simba. With trust in his friends, Simba turns to Timon and Pumbaa, asking them to look after Kiara, his adventurous daughter. Eager for the task, Timon and Pumbaa begin a wild, energetic tale of their supposed victory over Scar. Kiara, innocent and wide-eyed, laughs and reminds them that her dad told a different story. The air is filled with their laughter as they share a playful moment, all worries forgotten. Later, Rafiki comes to visit Kiara, bringing wisdom wrapped in mystery. Kiara, filled with excitement, shares how much her parents trust Timon and Pumbaa, but she admits to a secret. She dreams of being a brave lioness, yet doubt lingers in her heart. Rafiki listens with understanding, then smiles and tells her that even Simba once felt small. To show her, he recalls a story of how Mufasa, her grandfather, took Simba to the top of Pride Rock to teach him to roar under the stars, embracing the sky and his destiny. Rafiki begins another tale, taking Kiara back to a time of great hardship when a harsh drought threatened the land. Mufasa and his brother Scar were just cubs, unaware of the future awaiting them. Their parents guided them through the beauty of the kingdom, teaching Mufasa to dream of leading it one day. Together, they sang of unity and life's endless beauty even in hard times. But joy is fleeting. A torrential downpour swells rivers into raging floods. Mufasa's parents fight to shield him from the waters. From a cliff's edge, his father urges him to move quickly, while his mother gently encourages small, careful steps. Fear paralyzes Mufasa, and as the ground beneath an elephant collapses, Mufasa is swept away by the torrent. The flood carries Mufasa far from safety, eventually tossing him onto a floating log in a remote part of the kingdom.
Mom? Dad?
There, he meets Taka, a daring cub and son of King Abasi. Cautiously, Taka approaches the outsider but quickly warns of a crocodile closing in fast. Mufasa, frozen with fear and unable to swim, is defenseless. Taka tries to help, but chaos erupts. Just as all seems lost, Taka's mother Isi appears, driving the predator away with fearless determination. Relief turns to sternness as Isi scolds Taka for talking to strangers. She insists they leave Mufasa behind, arguing that King Abasi will never accept an outsider. Taka, moved by compassion, refuses to abandon Mufasa, defending the lost cub with sincerity. His words give Isi pause. Gathering courage, Mufasa explains he was separated from his family by the flood. His plea touches Isi, especially when he asks for help finding his way home. Isi tells him that getting lost can sometimes lead to a new path, and that path can become home. Reluctantly, Isi brings Mufasa to her pride. There, he meets the cold and calculating King Abasi, who declares outsiders have no place among them.
We do not associate with outsiders.
Abasi's disdain grows as he repeats Mufasa's name, treating it as a threat to Taka's role as heir. With malice, Abasi devises a plan to rid himself of Mufasa, a race. He frames it as a test of strength, with Mufasa's fate sealed if he loses. The Pride watches in tense silence. Before Abasi can enforce his challenge, Isi steps in. Calm but firm, she counters with her own proposal. If Mufasa wins, he stays with her. She turns to Taka, declaring that if he is to be king one day, he must prove it. This race, she insists, will be his first lesson in earning his place. With reluctance, Abasi agrees to let the race decide Mufasa's fate. As the young lions prepare, the Pride watches in silence. Exhausted and hungry, Mufasa struggles to keep up. Running beside him, Taka hesitates before quietly admitting he has always wished for a brother. Before Mufasa can respond, Taka makes a surprising choice. He slows down, letting Mufasa win. Abasi's furious roar cuts through the Pride as he berates Taka for losing to a stranger. Though angry, Abasi keeps his word, allowing Mufasa to stay but decreeing that he live apart from Taka. Despite Obasi's disdain, Mufasa and Taka bond deeply, celebrating their newfound brotherhood with laughter and song. Over time, the cubs grow mischievous, drawing frequent complaints. While Issy defends Mufasa, Obasi refuses to acknowledge him, coldly declaring Taka as his only son. When Taka expresses a desire to join Mufasa, Obasi forbids it, warning that outsiders can't be trusted. Torn between his father's harsh words and his loyalty to Mufasa, Taka remains conflicted. Under Issy's guidance, Mufasa thrives. She teaches him advanced hunting techniques, and he develops a keen sense of smell. On one hunt, Mufasa detects a herd of antelope far to the south. When Issy asks how he knows, he explains the faint scent reminds him of home. Issy gently reveals it is the scent of his mother, a sign she is still with him. Her words give Mufasa renewed hope and a sense of belonging, despite the pride's coldness. In a quiet moment, Mufasa admits to Issy his fear that Obasi will never accept him. Issy reassures him that he is her family, no matter what Obasi believes. Growing wiser, Mufasa accepts his role as a wanderer, free from the burden of royalty. Back in the present, Timon and Pumbaa interrupt Rafiki's story, jokingly comparing Mufasa to themselves as wanderers. Annoyed, Kiara silences them, eager to hear more.
Rafiki, keep going!
Rafiki reveals that while Taka secretly spies on his brother and Issy, danger approaches. Massive white lions, pale and menacing, creep closer, their presence breaking the calm. Mufasa leaps into action, placing himself between Issy and the attackers. The battle is fierce, each roar and strike testing his resolve. From a distance, Taka watches in terror, unable to act. Paralyzed by fear, he flees, abandoning Mufasa and Issy to the deadly predators. Mufasa fights with unmatched courage, defeating one of the white lions and forcing the rest to retreat. Exhausted but victorious, he helps Issy back to the pride. As whispers spread, Issy recounts the ordeal, her voice trembling with gratitude. She tells the pride that without Mufasa's bravery, she wouldn't have survived. The pride stirs uneasily, but Mufasa warns them the white lions are only half a day away. Obasi, dismissing him as a vagabond, refuses to act. Frustrated, Mufasa challenges Obasi to send a scout. Begrudgingly, Obasi agrees, though resentment lingers. In private, Obasi confronts Taka, accusing him of abandoning Issy and tarnishing the pride's honor. Taka, guilt-ridden and shaken, struggles to respond as his father's harsh words cut deep. Far from the pride, King Kiros, leader of the White Lions, learns of his son's death. Enraged, he questions how a mere lion could defeat him. In a cold act of vengeance, he orders the failing warrior to be devoured by the lionesses, sending a chilling message to all. Back at the pride, Obasi grows harsher with Taka, commanding him to lie and deny his cowardice to protect their bloodline. Taka, torn and shaken, admits he doesn't want to be king or live a life of deceit. He pleads to simply be Obasi's son, but Obasi dismisses him, insisting survival demands strength and sacrifice. Their conversation is interrupted when the scout returns, breathless and grim. He confirms Mufasa's warning. The white lions are coming and they outnumber the pride 2-1. The looming threat forces Obasi to make a fateful decision. He orders Taka to leave and appoints Mufasa as his protector, binding them together in an oath of loyalty. Mufasa initially refuses, unwilling to leave Issy behind. But with a steady gaze, Issy reminds him of his destiny. She speaks of Mele, a land beyond the horizon, green and bathed in sunlight, a place where Mufasa will find his true home. Tearfully, Mufasa says he doesn't want to lose her. Issy reassures him, her voice calm and steady, telling him his parents are alive and waiting for him to fulfill his role in the circle of life. With heavy hearts, Mufasa and Taka say their goodbyes and begin their uncertain journey. Back in the present, Timon and Pumbaa interrupt Rafiki's tale with jokes before excusing themselves. Annoyed, Kiara waves them off, urging Rafiki to continue. The story shifts to Obasi, who prepares to confront Kiros. Rafiki describes Kiros as towering and arrogant, declaring himself the one true king, the last ruler of the Valley of Kings. Obasi, overwhelmed by Kiros' dominance, whispers that the circle of life is broken and only one lion king can emerge. Meanwhile, Mufasa and Taka push forward on their journey, but danger lurks in the shadows. The white lions draw closer, and suddenly, Taka commands Mufasa to swim. The young lion freezes, haunted by memories of the flood that separated him from his family. At that moment, Kiros himself appears, his icy gaze fixed on the brothers. He demands to know who killed his son, delivering his verdict with chilling calm. Blood will answer for blood. The brothers flee, but their path leads to a cliff, leaving them trapped. Desperate, Taka, paralyzed by fear, mutters an apology and shoves Mufasa toward the water, forcing him to jump. A white lioness leaps after them, but fate intervenes. A crocodile drags her under. The river's strong current sweeps the brothers away, sparing their lives but leaving them exhausted and vulnerable. Far behind, Kiros watches with cold determination, vowing to hunt the brothers down no matter where they go. Continuing their escape, the brothers meet Cerebi, a lioness searching for survivors of her pride, scattered by invaders. Cerebi hasn't found anyone else, until now. Before they can ask more, a nervous hornbill named Zazu appears, begging not to be eaten. Calming himself, Zazu explains that Cerebi is a princess, sent on a journey by her father with Zazu as her protector. The brothers share their dream of reaching Mele, the mythical paradise. But Cerebi is skeptical. To her, Mele is nothing more than a myth. She dismisses their optimism, saying hope doesn't fill empty stomachs. Yet, the brothers remain steadfast in their belief that Mele will be their new home. In the depths of the forest, Rafiki lives as an outcast, gifted with visions and healing abilities. Banished by his kind, he departs calmly, saying his family awaits him beyond the trees. Fate leads him to Taka and Mufasa, who, hungry and desperate, try to scare him. Unfazed, Rafiki moves with serene confidence, telling them if they kill him, they'll never find Mele. Startled, the brothers try to bargain, but Rafiki refuses, insisting their paths are separate. Frustrated, Taka mutters about another misfit they can't eat, while Mufasa grows thoughtful. Back in the present, Timon and Pumbaa burst into laughter, joking that Rafiki hijacked Mufasa's story. Rafiki, calm but indignant, reminds them that his story is intertwined with Mufasa's. Kiara, moved, looks to the sky and whispers for her parents to return. In the flashback, Rafiki offers Mufasa quiet wisdom. Mufasa admits fears of water and recurring dreams of his parents. Rafiki reassures him, saying his mother's voice is guiding him. That night, Rafiki catches a fish, but after examining it, releases it back, declaring it is not its time. At dawn, the group resumes their journey. Mufasa uses his keen sense of smell to find food, leading them to a herd. Renewed with hope, they press on, singing of the mythical Mele, where they dream of building a home. As the group crosses a valley, Rafiki warns they are being watched. Kiros's lionesses report back to their leader, noting the group now includes a lioness and a baboon. Kiros relentlessly pursues them. Meanwhile, Taka, infatuated with Cerebi, asks Mufasa for advice. Mufasa suggests calm words and mentioning flowers, but Taka nervously blurts,
"You smell like a duck."
To his surprise, the conversation flows until the white lions appear on the cliffs above, their stares locking onto the group. Taka dismisses the threat until the group realizes the lions can leap across the valley. Acting quickly, Mufasa rallies nearby elephants, but Cerebi climbs a tree and pushes beehives onto the elephants, agitating them. The chaos drives the white lions into retreat. Though safe for now, the group knows the danger isn't over. Rafiki observes, remarking that even the smallest creatures play a role in the circle of life. Cerebi's bold plan comes at a cost. She loses her balance and falls. Mufasa rushes to save her, while Taka, frozen by fear, hides. Once calm returns, Rafiki tends to her injuries, and she wakes confused. When she asks who saved her, Mufasa credits
Taka.
who silently thanks his brother. That night, Mufasa dreams of his mother, her warmth connecting him to his lost home. Cerebi also appears in his dreams, stirring feelings he hadn't expected. The next morning, Mufasa devises a plan to evade the white lions. Zazu volunteers to scout ahead, confirming they've lost their pursuers. For the first time in days, the group finally rests. Later, Cerebi approaches Mufasa, revealing she knows the truth. It was he who saved her. She praises his courage and tells him he is destined to be a great king. Though Mufasa deflects her words, her sincerity touches him, and together they sing of bravery and kindness. From the shadows, Taka listens as the group celebrates. Consumed by jealousy and rage, he stumbles into King Kiros. Fueled by resentment, Taka betrays Mufasa, telling Kiros that Mufasa killed his son and offering to lead him to both Mufasa and the paradise of Mele. With this, Taka seals a dark alliance with the White Lions. The next day, Taka rejoins the group, hiding his treachery. Along the journey, he leaves subtle marks to guide Kairos and his pride. Finally, they arrive at Mele, a breathtaking paradise of rivers, greenery, and vibrant life. The group rejoices as Rafiki, standing beneath a tree from his visions, declares Mufasa, the brother destined to stand there. Their joy is short-lived as Kiros and his pride arrive, exposing Taka's betrayal. Mufasa, stunned, refuses to believe it. But Taka bitterly confirms his actions, accusing Mufasa of being favored by everyone, even their parents. Kiros demands vengeance, but Mufasa rallies the animals, reminding them of their shared place in the circle of life. Inspired, they unite to face the white lions. Inside a cave, Mufasa battles Kiros in a brutal duel. From above, Taka hesitates, torn by jealousy and a lingering bond with his brother. As Kiros overpowers Mufasa and prepares the final blow, Taka hears his mother's voice urging him to act. In a moment of redemption, Taka intervenes, saving Mufasa. Outside, Rafiki guides the animals to safety using his knowledge of the terrain. Inside the cave, a sudden flood submerges everything. Underwater, Mufasa delivers a final strike on Kiros as a falling rock crushes the White Lion King, ending his reign. As the waters recede, sunlight streams into the cave, illuminating Mufasa, wounded but victorious. Rafiki proclaims that Mufasa has taken his rightful place in the circle of life. Struggling to leave the cave, Mufasa leans on Taka, who helps him briefly before retreating into the shadows as Sarabi arrives. Feeling overshadowed once more, Taka vanishes without a word. Outside, Mufasa and Sarabi emerge to a crowd of animals celebrating. Mufasa is proclaimed the Lion King of Melee. In an emotional twist, his mother appears alive, and they reunite with joy. She brings bittersweet news. His father has passed away. Later, Taka returns, overcome with regret, begging for forgiveness. Though others demand his exile, Mufasa refuses. Instead, he declares,
"From now on, I will never speak your name. You will be called Scar."
Silent and seething, Scar walks away, his eyes burning with hatred as he watches Mufasa ascend Pride Rock and roar, marking the start of his reign. Back in the present, Kiara, standing in the rain, roars with all her might, connecting with her family's legacy. Through the storm, she sees her father, Simba, and runs to embrace him in a heartfelt reunion. As the rain clears, Timon and Pumbaa congratulate Rafiki on his storytelling. Simba and Kiara return to the Pride Lands with a surprise: Kiara's younger brother. Overjoyed, Kiara promises to protect him, ensuring the circle of life continues. Thus, the tale ends, a celebration of family, legacy, and the enduring bond of the Pride Lands.